Welcome to my views and news. Some news stories for you. Firstly, Turkey, where general election was held yesterday. Final results have been announced. Has Erdogan made it to the presidential palace once again or not? Secondly, Bahir Dar, Amhara region's capital, where a protest was held today. Security forces intervened. They tried to disperse the protesters. Thirdly, Orthodox Church of Ethiopia has issued a statement. Its public relations officer criticized Tigray media house TMH. What is the reason? Why did the church criticize TMH? And lastly, Chinese Premier Li says that relations with Eritrea matter a lot. Li Xiang is the name of the premier. We have a clip for you of Issa Savorki as well, who is there in China on a 4-day visit. Firstly, we was Turkey. Erdogan has been in power in Turkey for years. It is said that he brought about a revolution in Turkey, especially when he took office. But he is also accused of restricting political space for his opponents by launching crackdown on media, on opposition parties, etc. Election was held in Turkey yesterday, on the 14th of May. Final result has been announced by the National Election Commission. Erdogan got 49.5% of the total cast votes. His main rival, Kemal, got 44.96% votes. It means, and two other candidates who got the remaining votes. Now, it means that Erdogan could not win the election. Why? Because for a winning candidate, he must secure 50% or more than 50% votes. So, Erdogan narrowly missed this win, 49.5%, 0.5% less than the required number of votes. So, runoff will be held now on the 28th of May between Erdogan and Kemal. A nail biter is expected on the 28th of May between Erdogan and his challenger Kemal. The other contestants who got around 5% votes, who will they support? Will they support Erdogan? Will they support Kemal? That remains to be seen. So far, Erdogan narrowly missed a win in Turkey. Next round will be held on the 28th of May. Now it's Bahir Dar, Amhara region of Ethiopia, where a protest was held today by farmers. Hundreds of farmers, they tried to protest in front of Bahir Dar regional government building. Bahir Dar is the seat of Amhara regional government, capital of the region, and hundreds of farmers, they managed to reach Bahir Dar from around Bahir Dar city. They entered Bahir Dar and they started their protest. The protest was against lack of delivery of fertilizers to the farmers. Fertilizers, seeds, etc. Fertilizers prices have gone up. And there is no free and fair availability of fertilizers at the markets. So that is why farmers are protesting, because you know that farming season is starting. If farmers cannot get seeds and fertilizers now, it means that they will not be able to cultivate their lands. It will have serious consequences for thousands, tens of thousands of families in Amhara region. And by the way, several conspiracy theories are being shared by Amhara hardliners. They say that a deliberate effort is being made to cripple Amhara region's economy. Deliberately, supplies of fertilizers and seeds to farmers are being restricted. Purpose is to weaken a region's capabilities so that people would be forced and they'll be forced to rely on aid from federal government or aid organizations. I don't know how true are these theories, but the government will have to intervene, regional government, federal government. They must resolve the issues. Government sometimes uses these fertilizers, seeds as bribe. When government wants people to follow, to speak for a particular narrative, sometimes these agriculture supplies are used as bribe. So it should stop. And all farmers should have access to fertilizers and seeds. And these already there is anti-government sentiment in the Amhara region. If farmers start a major protest, it could create more instability in the region. I have been saying Amhara region is the most destabilized region in Ethiopia these days. The Fano fighters operating attack on a prison in Marsa yesterday. Amhara special force members still hundreds of them are at large. Now farmers protesting. Government will have to take the charge. Amhara government will have to take the charge. It will have to assume the responsibility. Whenever there is crisis, regional government is found missing mostly. Thirdly, viewers, Ethiopian Orthodox Church Public Relations Office has leveled allegations against Tigray Media House. TMH is a diaspora funded satellite television channel and YouTube channel. It played a key role in promoting Tigray's narrative in the 2-year-long war. Alula is one of its founding members, one of its chief executives, and he was criticized a few days ago by some staff members of TMH of being involved in high-handedness, mistreatment with employees, and some say in financial irregularities as well. Orthodox Church has leveled allegations against TMH about a report aired by the Tigray Media House. Tigray Media House last week claimed that an archbishop submitted an application to the Holy Synod requesting that Macho should be made part of Wollo diocese. Macho is now part of Mekelle diocese, I think. And Tigray archbishops still, they haven't rejoined the main church. That is why maybe TMH shared this news. But the main church today issued a statement rejecting Tigray Media House's report. The church says TMH's report is false. It is based on false information. Abuna Diaskoros did submit an application, but the contents of applications are not what TMH reported. The church did not share details of the application. It should publish the application. If the application is not about Macho Voldia diocese, then the church can make this application public. Everyone will know what the application is about, but contents of the application have not been shared by the church in today's statement. Something is wrong, it means. But the church criticized TMH in today's statement. And lastly, viewers, Isaias Afwerki is in Eritrea, is in China, and the Chinese president thanked Eritrean president because it was on the invitation of Chinese government that Isaias is in China. And Li Xiong, Chinese premier, in a statement hoped that China Eritrea relations would deepen, win-win cooperation will deepen, and their strategic partnership will become stronger. Now, meetings underway. We don't know what is being discussed, what is being agreed in China between Isaias Afwerki and Chinese leaders. China wants to be in the Horn of Africa. Why? Because Horn of Africa is situated along the world's busiest shipping route. And China always intervenes through investments, through economic projects in different parts of the world. China penetrating Africa through its investments, through its businesses. So that is why it wants to have presence in the Horn of Africa. China has built its first overseas military base. Where? In Djibouti, Eritrean neighbor. China wants to have its presence in Djibouti, in Eritrea, in Ethiopia for economic reasons, because these countries are not far away from the world's busiest shipping route to the Gulf of Aden, and then to Suez Canal as well. That is why China values its partnership with Eritrea. But question is, what will Eritrea get in return? That is the most important point. What will Isaias Afwerki get for Eritrea in return for China? That we'll see. We'll try to analyze after the conclusion of this visit.